This show is part of the RetroZap.com podcast network.
Starship Sabers and Scoundrels, a Scoundrels Special Edition. Greetings, Scoundrels. It is I, Darth Taxus. You may be asking yourself why I'm not at Star Wars Celebration and why Dennis is. Well, foolish one, that question is now irrelevant. And a trick question. You see, Star Wars Celebration Orlando is no longer happening. So, what's the point? You also may be wondering why Dennis continues to refer to this as Day 3. However, I refer to this as Day 4. That answer is quite simple as well. You see, I'm on the Imperial calendar, and he's on the Greek Orthodox Star Wars Celebration calendar. Now let's listen in and find out exactly what kind of fun and hijinks he got into this day.
Hello again, Scoundrels. This is Dennis, the Phantom Menace Keithley, here with the Starships, Sabers, and Scoundrels Celebration Report. Day 3 did not feature the overnight sleepers that Thursday or Friday had, but it was just as busy, so let's get to it. First off, there was the Rebel Season 4 sneak peek. The biggest news from this panel is that Season 4 will in fact be the final season of Rebels. Dave Filoni remarked that he has never had the opportunity to make an announcement like this, and while it isn't easy to end a show like this with a cast that is truly a family and has learned Star Wars the right way, the way George Lucas taught him, he knows what it is like to have a series canceled. Therefore, the characters of Rebels have nearly reached the end of the story he set out for them, and it's time to move on to the next project. We'll have to wait and see what that is. And that was an emotional announcement for the cast. Tia Sakar had broken out of tissue for that one, and they were all visibly moved when he talked about that. But in other news from the panel is that Warwick Davis is joining the cast of Rook the Nagri. And you may have remembered, if you watched the live stream from London, Warwick was trying to get a role then on Rebels, and apparently he had tried to get one back in the Clone Wars and had done takes on all the characters then, and it just didn't work out. And so finally they got him a role, and so he's playing Rook the Nagri. This is another case of Legends characters surfacing in the new canon. The Nagri back in Legends were introduced by Timothy Zahn in the Heir to the Empire trilogy. And they were kind of his personal assassins until Leia uncovered truth and effectively liberated them. Go check out that book if you haven't read it. I know Taxus and I tend to talk about it from time to time, and it's definitely worth the read. Other news items about Rebels included the announcement that Mon Mothma, as voiced by Genevieve O'Reilly, will return. Saw Gerrera, as voiced by Forrest Whitaker, will also be back. He'll be with one of the Two Tubes egg mates, and they'll be piloting a U-Wing against the Empire. So we're going to get more of his story as he transitions from his appearance last season in Rebels to what he's become in Rogue One. Then there was the trailer for Season 4. Definitely check that out on StarWars.com if you haven't already. Some of the noteworthy elements from the trailer were the introduction of X-Wings, Kallus with his new Rebels look, Kanan and Ezra riding a giant wolf, Yavin 4, and the return of Bo-Katan. Next season is promising plenty of Mandalorian action as well. And then, for those of us that were in attendance, and I don't believe this was on the live stream, we got to see the first episode, or one of the first episodes of Rebels from the next season. I'm not going to go into spoilers, because of course they asked us not to. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'll just say it features Mandalorians, and it was a good story. Really set an interesting tone. It got me excited for the rest of the season. So after Rebels, I attended the Del Rey Books panel. There weren't any announcements made at this particular panel. Most of the books and comics announcements were made the prior day when the Journey to the Last Jedi publishing program was announced. There's all kinds of books coming, from young adult to early readers for kids. They have a series of Forces of Destiny it's going to tie into the new YouTube series coming out this July. But of a particular note, and my interest, is an upcoming Phasma book written by Delilah S. Dawson. And Delilah teased that this will have some backstory for Phasma. And then there's also a Captain Phasma comic, which is written by Kelly Thompson and illustrated by Mark Giacchetto. Claudia Gray is going to be putting out another book, and this one will also feature on Princess Leia, and this will be a little bit earlier story, so it's not going to be Senator or Leia of the New Republic or General Organa, as best I can tell. And then the other one that I saw was The Legends of Luke Skywalker, which is written by Ken Liu, and I don't have a lot of details on that, except for the cover features him at various points in his journey to becoming a Jedi. So, for collectors, Hasbro has announced during their panel the return of the super articulated 3.75 action figures. Oh, and the exclusive Black Series Luke Skywalker in his X-Wing gear that they've had here, yeah, that sold out yesterday afternoon. Literally just minutes before I was going to pick up one. But, easy come, easy go. So sorry if you didn't get yours. It's time to hit the aftermarket websites. Well, Taxus and I have talked about Celebration for months leading up to this event, and I had heard that you can't possibly do it all. That is definitely true. There is just so much to do between the panels, the exhibition floor, the autographs, the merchandise, admiring cosplayers, and interactive exhibits. I've revised my plans multiple times along the way, from well before I got here to my flight, the trip, and then just over the course of events the past couple days. I would remove things from my schedule and take a look at some times more, and remove a few more things from my schedule. And I was down to about a third of what I was originally thought I might take in, and I still am not getting everything done. There's just so much here. Celebration has been a truly fantastic experience. I've had the opportunity to meet so many people that I've only got to talk to online through Twitter exchanges, or maybe on Facebook, and or watching live streams or Periscope. But yesterday, I had a special opportunity to talk to one of our very first listeners. Here she is. So this is a treat. We have one of our very first listeners, Amy Wishman Nayland, with us, and you of course heard us respond to many of her social media messages in the past. Amy, how are you doing?
We're doing great, Dennis. Enjoying our first celebration thanks to the generosity of Stephen Stanton.
I was going to ask that. So you won tickets for yourself and your daughter, who is here, and so this is your first celebration, and you got in on Thursday?
We got to our hotel about 11 o'clock Wednesday evening.
Okay. So what were you able to take in on Thursday?
Thursday, the main mission of the day was to figure out where we were going and how to get in. This is not only our first celebration, it's our first ever convention. And so we kind of got the lay of the land, and then a majority of Thursday was spent waiting in line for an Anthony Daniels photo op and autograph.
And how was that? Was that fun?
Well, I will say the photo op and autograph were for my daughter, Emily. C-3PO is her favorite character, and so it was probably of all time. And I think the most enjoyable thing for me during that time was just getting to chat with other people that were in line. And we also could get a few peeks at Mark Hamill, and a few peeks at Peter Mayhew, and a few peeks at Hayden Christensen.
Are you excited about Hayden?
Yes.
Yeah? All right. So, Rebels today. I know you got to see that. We were both in the same line for a little while. What'd you think?
I think Dave Filoni is a master storyteller, and I have to keep repeating to myself that in Filoni I trust. I was sad about the announcement that season 4 will be the final season. I trust him to do the right thing, but I'm still sad because I just love Rebels so much.
Don't want it to end.
Yeah, we don't want it to end. So I enjoy watching it with my kids. So hopefully they'll make another announcement soon about what is coming.
What do you want them to do? Where do you want them to set the next series?
I've heard all sorts of rumors, and I'm sure that anything that...
What I want.
Okay, Emily has an idea what she wants.
I want a Sabine series about this when she's on Mandalore.
Okay, so Emily wants a Sabine spin-off series focusing on Mandalore. I've heard rumors about Luke between Jedi and Force Awakens. Whatever they come up with will be better than anything I could come up with. So whatever they give us, I'm sure I will enjoy.
Did you hear the announcement about the Destiny's web series coming?
Yes, we did. We were super excited, not only for the toys, but for the series, for the Forces of Destiny. I'd love to get some Hera and some Padme, too.
Yeah. So you got any big plans for the rest of the convention this weekend?
Well, we're going to go to live podcast stage tonight, and then tomorrow on Sunday, I know Emily, the last day of celebration, Emily's really looking forward to the Freemaker Adventure panel.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for joining us. I enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
And thanks for being such an excellent listener from the beginning. Appreciate it.
We enjoy it.
So, there was Amy. It was really great to talk to her daughter in person. I remember the first time Amy interacted with us, it was to let us know that our show was available on Stitcher or Google Play. I can't remember which, but that was one of the very first interactions we'd ever received from a listener on the show, and so it was pretty special to get to talk to her in person. I also got to meet Paul Lindbergh, another one of our listeners, and had a great chat with him yesterday afternoon, and I've met a lot of people along the way. If you check out Alan Voivod's Star Wars 7x7's Facebook page and look for his live stream over by the Nissan event, you'll probably find a conversation that he and I had. It turned into an impromptu discussion. We've been kind of trying to meet up all week, and finally narrowed each other locations down and cornered each other and had a really great conversation. It was wonderful meeting Alan. And like I said, as I was just saying, Celebration is a unique experience. I hope everyone gets to try it at least once, and if you haven't been to one, I hope you get to make it to 2019, wherever that may be. Hopefully it's near you and not too hard to get to. You'll end up exhausted at the end of it, but it's a good kind of tired, and it's well worth it. So my plans today are minimal. I have one last autograph to get, which I'll head over and get here soon. And after that, I plan on doing a little shopping, and I'm going to relax, just taking the floor some more. Unless something unexpected happens today, this is going to be my last report for Orlando from this trip. I suspect Taxus and I will have some things to say over the next few shows about all the announcements from here, so stay tuned to Starship Sabers and Scoundrels. So, thanks for listening, everyone. I'll catch you next time, and may the Force be with you.
Wow, books, figures, previews. Sounds like Dennis had the VIP treatment, doesn't it? Well, not really. That's just the kind of fun you can expect when you go to Star Wars Celebration Orlando. Well, there's always next time, isn't there? And I don't plan to let anything get in my way. There must be balance. However, thank you very much for listening to these special quick hits that Dennis put out for us. I know that we, as well as the rest of the Retro Zap group, really appreciate the time and effort that you take to listen to this. But now it's time for the mind-numbingly, soul-crushingly boring stuff. A special thanks to Aaron Lee for our show logos, and to James Volpe, the Ska Geek, for our good, the bad, and the ugly logo. Also thanks to Galactic Empire for the blistering music we used during this segment. And a special thanks to Reed Pop, Lucasfilm, and Disney, not only for Star Wars Celebration, but also for allowing Starship Sabers and Scoundrels to cover it. Now, behold, our legal disclaimer. Starship Sabers and Scoundrels is not endorsed, affiliated with, or sponsored by Lucasfilm Limited and or Disney. This show is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. All characters, music, and sounds are the intellectual property of their respective copyright holders. All else is the intellectual property of Starship Sabers and Scoundrels, unless otherwise indicated. That will do it for this quick hit Star Wars Celebration special. By the way, Scoundrels, if you have any experiences or feelings about Star Wars Celebration Orlando that you'd like to share with us and the rest of the Scoundrels Galaxy, feel free to send us an email to scubedpod@retrozap.com. That's scubed@retrozap.com. I'm at Darth Taxus on Twitter, and Dennis is on Twitter as @DJKBER2. Additionally, we produced a clip show as a little special prize from Star Wars Celebration Orlando of the past year of fun and hijinks. Like a good mold or fungus, it keeps getting larger with time. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for more exploits of Celebration. Fooled you! It's over. Dennis is gone, and we wish him a safe trip home. But we do wish you our many thanks and gracious gratitudes little scoundrels, for tuning in all these times and for letting us really enjoy doing what we're doing in order to help you enjoy what we're doing. I think that makes sense. Okay. See you next week for our 1-year anniversary. Bye.